Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. Pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we are.
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play. People are getting paid to do this.
You want the list of people? I think it's important that people understand how many people Colin getting paid.
Talk to me.
You started in the right place. First is that internal auditor.
Yes.
That is supposed to be checking on a regular basis because the auditor general will probably come once a year, right?
Yes.
Then you have a finance director in charge of all of these places. He is supposed to know that this is what is required, that he must provide a report to him, permanent secretary every year.
Yes.
But if he doesn't provide it, the permanent secretary know that the finance director supposed to give her a report every year.
Yes.
And don't stop there. I don't know how many people know that we have several, about 14, 15 permanent secretaries, but there is a board of permanent secretaries where permanent secretaries meet on a regular basis. Now, there is a chairman of that board. So that chairman should be looking at these reports and drawing up the permanent secretaries that come to this meeting and say, Mr. Bell, why is the Auditor General saying for 2 years, sir, you don't send her a report? You understand, Colin? That's another level of accountability. Do you know who that board is? It's the cabinet secretary for the office of the cabinet. High level senior. That is
who's the cabinet secretary now? Rocky Mead? Is Rocky Mead?
He's no, but remember, so Rocky knew. So Rocky just had to take on them problems here. So we must acknowledge that he's just inherited all of these problems, but he should have been cleaning it up by now, right?
And we should have been hearing something from him.
Absolutely.
Which we have heard nothing, zero.
Absolutely. So then when we leave Rocky at the cabinet secretary, and we must tell the listeners that the cabinet secretary in Jamaica is the highest ranking public official, full stop. It's not a play position that. Then all of these reports are also shared with the Ministry of Finance. So the Minister of Finance and the permanent secretary there should be drawing everybody else what me just call up. And
because
then
that's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Who now
Yeah.
supervise this on behalf of the you and the me, the people of Jamaica, to ensure that this is happening?
Well, if you're talking about supervision, it starts first at the PS. The PS is supervising her finance director, who should be giving her. But then who is supervising the PS? The Ministry of Finance has a powerful permanent secretary there called the Financial Secretary, a very, very important and powerful civil servant. That permanent secretary and the Minister of Finance should be supervising the permanent secretaries. Now you're going to say, Jeanette, who is supervising the Minister of Finance and the FS? Well, that is the Parliament of Jamaica. So all of these are at different levels of accountability. So in other words, Colin, if one part broke down, there's another level to call up the other one. Yes. So what you and I are telling the listeners today is the whole light popped down. If for 10 years this is going on, we are paying them. And don't forget, we doubled the salaries of permanent secretaries and ministers last year.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And we were told that we would get better performance.
Absolutely, Mr. Bell. So I thought it was important to go back to your question. What was that meeting about?
Yes.
It is our money. It's my money. Even the media sitting there, they are citizens. It's their money.
And we're not saying that the money was stolen, you know.
And we can't say that
we're
until
just
we get the
saying that
reports.
the documentation to say that this money was properly spent. Our auditor general is saying that she cannot sign off on it.
That she can't get them calling it worse than sign off. She can't get them.
You know, people still have them job, Janet. How this work?
So can I answer that question for you? Part of the reason people still have their job is you and I don't know and the people don't know, because we are really the employers. Check it out.
No, who is paying? I said to somebody, beg a minute, I said to somebody on a program the other night that I refer to Jamaica as a company.
Nice.
The people of Jamaica, we are the directors. And we employ managers who are the politicians to manage this country, but they're not managing. But we, the directors, are not calling them to books.
That is right, but you can't call people to books unless you get the information, not true, Colin.
That is true again.
Which is why Jump went to the media, because my job and my duty as a civil society organization is to tell the citizens what's happening. But unless I have people like you who will invite me on today, the people can't know. Unless the rest of the media here, the people can't know. So I invited them to a meeting to share with them some of the details, the alarming details.
Well, let me explain. The whole thing about FinSac, what the people are doing, they are trying to project FinSac as the problem. FinSac, or the Financial Sector Adjustment Company, was created on January 27, 1997 by the former Finance Minister, Dr. Omar Davies. What FinSac did was to take the bad debts from the banking system and give them fresh money and try to sell the assets in order to get back the taxpayers' money. FinSac ensured that everybody who had insurance policies and their bank accounts got back their money, and the government hugged up that money, 140 billion, or 40% of gross domestic product, or the total finance value of all finance goods and services were produced at that time. So FinSac was the solution to the problem. FinSac was not the problem. You follow me? Yeah. Without FinSac, the entire economy would have gone bankrupt. Yeah. So that is what FinSac did. And we never had to borrow any money in order to deal with that problem. Now, after FinSac, that was the last time in Jamaica the economy grew by 3%. FinSac was in 2007, when the People's National Party administration left government. That was the last time the economy grew by 3%.
The Singapore was once a country that looked to Jamaica as a model to bring their country to where it is today. What is your thought on corruption and an economy, so saving an economy in a space where corruption is evident? And can a government strive with corruption of this magnitude?
No, I don't have to deal with corruption. Crime and corruption costs us almost 10% of GDP annually. That's $320 billion. So there has to be a move, concomitant with the move to switch to production from debt reduction. There has to be strong measures to deal with corruption in the country. Yeah. And we need more of our people to be talking about corruption rather than just to accept it. Yeah. Because corruption is depriving the country at this particular point in time.
Okay. You have any thought on the Integrity Commission and what it needs to do and its role? And I'm saying before you go, I'm saying it in the context that tomorrow there is a court ruling expected in relation to the Prime Minister and his challenge to the Integrity Commission authority under the Act about the investigation of the illicit enrichment. What's your thought?
I believe that the public of Jamaica must support the Integrity Commission. I believe that the public of Jamaica must be more strident against corruption. I believe that the Integrity Commission must be strengthened. Some people also believe that the Integrity Commission must have prosecutorial powers and do not have to rely on the DPP to prosecute a particular case, because corruption is a big problem in Jamaica. And if we're going to save the economy, we have to deal with corruption.
Okay.